We'll begin today by lying on our back. We'll extend our arms up over our head, draw our toes together, and extend our body as long as we can for a full body stretch from fingertips to toes. We'll then draw knees to chest and curl into a tiny little ball and alternate between these two positions about 5 times. Then our knees will come to a 90-degree angle, shins parallel to ground, and our hands will guide our knees into a couple circles. Go 5 times each way, feeling the massage on your back before hugging in one leg while the other extends and reaches long. We'll then just focus on hugging that knee in and drawing it in a few circles on its own while the other leg extends out long along the ground. Do that about 10 times each way, really working into this hip before you extend the opposite leg while pulling in the other one. The leg will extend back long and we'll again reach for that full body stretch and then round into a ball, reaching with our outside of our feet for our happy baby. Tailbone and shoulders press firmly into the ground as you guide your knees to the outer rib space and pull towards the ground. We'll then roll over into our tabletop position, finding a couple rounds of cat-cow here, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, lengthening through the collarbones, and rounding in the back. Find 5 rounds here, and then find your downward dog, pedaling out your feet, feeling the extension in the back of the legs. Right leg will extend to the sky, draw right knee to nose, right knee to right elbow, and right knee to left elbow before stepping it between the hands. We'll lower the left knee to the mat and reach up for a low lunge. We'll shift the weight back to our hips to find that half split, folding over our extended leg. We'll then step that foot back, find our downward dog again, and raise the left leg to sky, drawing knee to nose, knee to left elbow, and knee to right elbow. Then the left foot will plant between the hands. We'll lower back right knee to the mat. We'll extend our arms to the sky, sending the hip towards the mat before we send the hips back and find half splits. Spend about 20 seconds in the low lunge and the half splits on each side. We'll then make our way back to downward dog, switch back to the right leg. Find your crunch series here, tapping knee to nose and knee to both elbows before stepping it between the hands again, reaching up this time for your high lunge. Back left leg is straight, and we're going to shift our weight forward into the front leg and float our back leg into airplane. Hang out in airplane for about 10 seconds, find your balance here before lowering your foot back for the lunge. And then we'll make our way back to airplane and back to the lunge, moving between these two movements 5 times each for this side. After those 5, we'll lower the back knee all the way to the ground and shift our hips back for our half splits once more. We'll then plant the left hand on the inside of the right foot and open the right arm and chest towards the sky, finding our runner's lunge twist. We'll then step the foot back, find downward dog, and then we'll take it to the other side, raising left leg to the sky, finding our downward dog crunch series, knee to nose, knee to both elbows, and then stepping the foot between the hands. We come up to our high lunge, and then we float the back leg into airplane, finding balance for about 10 seconds this first time before we alternate between each of these movements: airplane, high lunge, and then cactusing the arms for low lunge and reaching back about 5 times total. On the 5th one, we lower our knee all the way to the ground and we shift our hips back into half splits for some time here again, before planting right hand on the inside of the left foot and opening up the left arm to the sky. We'll then step forward to find our forward fold and our halfway lifts about 5 times here, alternating between these two movements nice and slow. And then we'll move our feet outside of hip width distance, plant our hands, and we'll raise the butt to the sky and then find our depth in our yogi squat, alternating between those about 5 times each. Then we'll cross right foot over left foot so that pinky toes meet. And find the standing forward fold with the IT band stretch. Hang out here for about 20 seconds before we go back to finding those yogi squats. And then the left leg is going to cross over the right, pinky toe to pinky toe, and we'll fold in on this side for 20 seconds. Again, before lowering back into our yogi squat. We'll end this practice today by attempting to go into our resting heroes pose. Knees will go wide, big toes can touch, but the further they are apart, the more comfortable you might be able to find this pose. We can stay tall, or we can begin to walk our hands backwards, coming to our forearms. This can be enough in the front of those legs, but if you need more, you can walk all the way down and you can attempt to lay down here. Find whatever variation of this feels good to you, taking it nice and easy. Hang out there for about 30 seconds, and then come up. We're going to plant the heels and windshield wiper the knees about 10 times before they fall to one side, and we rest our torso over the knees. We'll spend about 20 seconds on one side resting, and then we'll move to the other. We'll end today with our boat pose series. Hands can be on the ground or they can be raised. We will lower to canoe and lift back to boat, aiming for 10 reps here. After those, while we're in canoe, we will start to flutter kick the feet 10 times each, and then go over and under 10 times each before relaxing into our final resting pose.